what their responsibility is in the game and where they stand. Coaches, how do we work at City? Okay, four very key points and one outcome. Deliver the MCFC philosophy. So there's not a coach at Manchester City that will go and do their own thing. There's a very clear philosophy which every coach works to, works in the curriculum, works to the stage and the phases that we're working to, etc., etc. They have to be organised and enthusiastic. You saw the practice this morning. Pretty organised, I think, in terms of everything was set out, everything was ready, the lads were clear what was expected of them, and everything was set up and organised. Really important. And ultimately, we have to create fun. It's got to be fun for the boys. Yeah, they've got to want to come to practice, they've got to want to come to training. So we make that a fun environment by, we might have Champions League week, for example, where they go and play games and they have to be a team. They'll name the team they want to be and they'll set up as that team. So we make the environment fun, but we have to deliver these technically creative players. That's a prerequisite of any coach that works at Manchester City. You have to be developing and delivering technically gifted and creative players. So one philosophy delivered by all staff in one way, the City way. So very clear. Just touching then in terms of what do we work on at the ages. From 6 to 11, the foundation work. I think we've gone over that enough times, you've seen it, and the emphasis is on that. Fun. The fundamentals of passing, receiving, first touch forward, head up, all of those things, that foundation work is absolutely critical. When we call it the fundamentals, but it has to be fun. From 12 to 14 then, we continue with the technical work, the technical work, but we start to introduce some more of the tactical concepts then. So we're starting to find out and really start to pigeonhole in some way the players in terms of, we think they're going to be a defender, we think they're going to be a midfield player, we think they're going to be a forward. So we'll start to do some more position-specific things then in terms of their understanding of the game and tactically what they need to do if they're going to play those positions. Obviously, we're developing them here in a team environment, but as individuals, we're working on their technical development, their tactical development. We're waiting for that physical development. As they come to the sort of latter end of that journey, we're working on all of those individual things, but integrating them now to realise they're playing in a team. So how does what they've learned incorporate and work within a team? And one of the things that is important to us, and I think I may have stopped the practices or interjected a couple of times this morning to say, you see what he's doing, he's checking that the kids understand, all right? And it's a really important part of what we do. And this is, I'm just going to show you a quick clip. That when we did our audit for EPPP, and some of you may well become familiar with this auditing situation where they grade your categories. One of the things was understanding the philosophy of the football club. So this is just a quick video of the boys understanding. So if you could play the video.
What is the methodology? What is the style? How would you explain that to us? Well, like when the keeper's got the ball, you have to centre back split and full backs high and wide, and 6 looking to get on it, and the 8 and 10 pushing high, and the wingers staying wide, and to press from the front and everyone like work as a unit and defend again.
So, check that they understand how we want to play, and then obviously put that into practice. So, again, what he's saying there, very fundamental. Those kids that are a bit older now, that clip, they were under 11s when they did that clip. So an understanding of when we've got the ball, the way we want to play, we want our centre-backs to go wide, our full-backs to push on, our number 6 to try and get on the ball, our 7 and 11 play high. All of those things we're checking, and we get evidence of that when we play. So it's obvious they're understanding it, because they're actually demonstrating it when they play in games. So, some of those focuses then. In the foundation phase, 6 to 11, we learn to train effectively by doing the fundamentals, mastering the skills, deliberate practice. Keep coming back to that point. Don't be afraid to repeat. Express yourself, enjoy, and enjoy every minute of what you do. What we're looking for at the end of that 6 to 11 age group with these focuses are these things. We've got a technically sound base from which to work on. It's not finished, but it's a technically sound foundation on which to work. We've got players who like being 1v1. They love to be in that situation where they're taking players on. And hopefully on this weekend you'll see some of those players. No fear. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. We'll all make them, yeah? If you didn't make a mistake, you're not going to learn. So don't play with any fear and adapt and learn. As we get into the next phase, 12 to 14, there's a pitch change, okay? So we need to focus on these things where the pitch size changes, so we need to transition the players in readiness for that pitch size change. For the first time, we're now starting to think about positions and the competencies required for those positions. We put them in problem-solving scenarios where they've got to get out of. We'll let them find the solution. Of course we'll help them, but we'll try and put them in that situation where they've got to problem solve. Learn the movement and just be conscious ever more of that half-turn awareness, wherever you are on the pitch. Be able to check the shoulder and take the ball on the turn. What we're looking for is to see from the 9 to 11, can they transfer the skills that they've learned at 9 to 11 onto the bigger pitch? Can they transfer those skills? I'm not saying he's going to knock a 50-yard ball, but he'll understand and he'll see the pass. Yeah? He can transfer it onto the bigger environment. They appreciate the space. It's got bigger. Can they work on that? Do they understand that if they take space up on the pitch, they're going to be better for it? Creating spaces in individuals, and then the decision of the pass is really key at these ages. When to make that pass, when to know it's the right time to play into the 9 or out of the 7 or into the 6. So decisions of passes are something we work on in these ages. Those are the outcomes there. And then the last part of that is on really honing in. Remember, they're getting to this point now where we want to make them technically excellent, mentally strong. Going back to that slide on the football ethos. So we need to be sure that all of these things are in place. Team principles, roles, responsibilities. Learn to become a professional. Look after yourself. Do things right. Make sure you're looking after yourself away from the pitch, etc., etc. And these are the outcomes we're looking for. Back to that football ethos. Yeah, mentally strong, football intelligence, tactical maturity, etc. Emotionally mature, and be able to cope with those pressures. Really important parts. So you build it up through the ages with very clear focuses, very clear outcomes, driven by a technical program that matches all of that. And then the final parts I wanted to touch on was our playing styles, which are very, very clear. No secret, Manchester City play 4-3-3, possession-based football through the thirds. So from the back, comfortable playing out around and through. So the drills and the practices you see are focused on all of our players, certainly at the back, being comfortable on the ball and being comfortable bringing that ball out. Into midfield, where players can create the space. They can drop into the pocket, they can set, they can half turn. All of those things are worked on throughout the development program to make sure we can play this type of football. And then into the strikers who can create space, rotate, receive and dribble. Obviously this morning's practice was more on a defensive play now. You didn't see that, but that is evident in everything we do. We play a number of ways depending on what's going on in any given situation in the game. Okay, we can't play with 2 holding midfield players and a 10. Okay, our preferred system is this, and this position is pivotal and key. Probably the most intensive recruitment goes on at City to find this player who's able to screen, who's able to play, who's able to pass, who's able to turn, all of those things. So we play with a back, obviously a goalkeeper, a 1-4-3-3, holding midfield player, an 8 and a 10 slightly staggered, and a 7 and 11 and 9. Invariably the 11 and 7 have the ability to either go outside or come in. It can be flipped. In certain ages we'll have players who prefer to come inside, but this one goes outside. and in other ages we'll have this one that will go on the outside and this one will come on the inside of the mark. Very, very occasionally we will play a diamond, very occasionally. It depends on these two. If we've got two out and out strikers that we want to develop and grow, we might revert to this, but very rarely do we play, but we have done. And I'm going to finish today on a video that basically, if you like, shows you in action some of all of these things coming together throughout the ages. So you'll see a number of things, hopefully common in those age groups, and give you a chance to sort of, if you like, all the theory, which is not great for everyone, into the practice. So if we can play.
This development is absolutely phenomenal.
One word, wow. We've come such a long way. You dream about something like this.
It is different.
It's absolutely staggering.
It's just pride for me, absolute pride.
It's really a dream fulfilled.